Actually, when you texted me, I was like, what are you talking about? So I went to, because I'm locked out of my Instagram right now. I've been locked out for like a week and a half, so I'm not able to keep up with anybody or anything. And then you texted me, and I'm like laying in bed, and I'm just like, what is he talking about? So I go and I look at Twitter, and then I see it, and I'm like, oh damn, like he's calling it quits. I mean, my first reaction is I'm sad, just because he's a great coach, a great person. It's somebody I want to be able to go back to at LSU and hang out with and see and talk story with him. But after that, I think it's awesome. He obviously knows he's ready to take that next step and walk away from the game. I think now all we do is, play back old videos, talk to him about it, reminisce on it, and reminisce on all the good times that he's had with all the former players. So yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's a little devastating when you want to see him out there and in the LSU uniform, but if he's ready to go, then we're gonna back him and support him on that. That was one thing he was really good at. Was I think one of the biggest things I learned from him was you get so wrapped up, especially once you get to LSU on, baseball, 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 that what he did so well was he made us understand the status that we would gain as an LSU baseball player and that he wanted us to do good with it. He was so good at that, at taking the time out of his day to go talk to this kid or talk to this family. I mean, if you go back and read the comments, I was reading some of the comments on Twitter, and one of them was somebody's dad passed away from COVID, and he sent them like a 3-minute video. Like all that stuff is behind the scenes, and he obviously takes his heat for when the team's not doing good or this and that, but the things he does behind the scenes that the media doesn't always see is the person that we see, and that's the person that we try and explain it to everybody that doesn't or that isn't in the locker room or isn't in the dugout and all that. And he kind of put that on us, saying, "Hey, look, you're going to get this type of status, and this is how you kind of got to carry yourself, and this is the way you have to rep LSU. But obvious, obviously, I want you to go out there and make a difference. Help this kid or help these people if you can, or take the time out of your day, even if you're having a bad game or something like that." He's like, go out there, and those people came to see you, and they're giving up time and their money to come and see you. So give up some of your time. And that was one of the first things that kind of like really hit me. That I'm like, you know what, he's right about that. And obviously, I'm going to be devastated when I'm doing bad or the team's doing bad or something like that. But it's not always strictly about baseball. It's about making an impact on that family or that kid. Oh, yeah. This one's funny now. Um, but I can remember when I was at Delgado, I was talking to Mason Katz, and he was like, "Look, he's like, Coach Mainieri, he gets on you. He's gonna put pressure on you and all that stuff." He goes, "But he's trying to test you." He said, "So if he ever, jumps your butt, he's like, you got to jump him back. Let him know you hear him and that you're good." So I was like, "All right, cool." I'm thinking, "All right, well, let's hope I never get to that point." Well, I got to that point pretty quick. So my third game at LSU started, and I start my first game at shortstop. Now I'd never started a game at college at short. I played only my senior year at short. So I go out there, and what happens in the first inning, they get a guy on first base, and we have one out, and they roll up a perfect double play to us. It's like to my right, and I go to field it on my right side, and I kind of like missed the transfer, and I dropped the ball. So now it's first and second, one out. Next dude, of course, hits a double. Two guys score. I'm like, I already know I'm going to hear it. So I'm running into the dugout, and I run straight to the water cooler because I'm about to have to go bat. So I grab a sip of water real quick, and he meets me at the corner of the dugout, right where the water, and he is just in my ear. "You're the worst player I've ever had here. You're the worst infielder. You'll never play another day in the infield." And I'm just walking. He's in my ear the whole time talking. I'm walking to go get my bat, and I'm about halfway down the dugout. It like clicked in my head. I'm like, this is what Mason's talking about. So I turned around. I was like, "All right, coach, I get it. I messed up. It won't happen again." And he didn't say anything. He stared at me for about 2 or 3 seconds and goes, and walked away. and that was it. That was really one of the last times he ever jumped me, because he was like, all right, like he sees that he messed up, and he's gonna own up to it, and he's gonna lock it back in. So really after that, we had a couple other little incidents and stuff, and like now looking at it, it's funny and stuff. But I mean, me and Kramer and him got some stories that we'd get to talk to up the middle, a lot that obviously we wouldn't share and stuff like that. But like I said before, that's what really makes it cool, for us, is just we've got that personal side of Coach Paul Mainieri now, and that's what I'm grateful for, no doubt. He knows how to get the best out of you like no other coach I've ever been around. I don't know, and I think it has something to kind of do with like that God aspect of like when he's around, you just feel like you don't want to let him down, and you feel the pressure. And what he does really well is he knows how to put pressure on you in practice, because he knows what you're running out to in front of, all the LSU fans and everybody that's going to be watching. So he knows how to either figure out if you're going to break or if you're not. Are you going to respond or are you not? And that's what he needs to know if he's going to, put your name in the lineup, which is putting his name, out there. So he was really, really good at that. And that was one of the first things I could remember, that, he would come up and walk up to somebody as we're warming up, and he would get closer and closer to that person as they're throwing, because he wants to see, hey, can you make the throw with me standing right there and not get, I mean, just little mind games here and there, that he would do. And I think that's one of the things that, as a player, it helps you figure out, hey, I can do this. He's showing me right now that I am ready and I can handle all of this. I can't wait to watch all the grateful posts that are coming out about him. I think he should be praised for everything that he's done there, where the program is today. Obviously, that I'm, so thankful to have the opportunity to have, got to play for him, and I just hope Tiger Nation understands how good of a coach and how good of a person that he actually was. Yeah, obviously, you'd want to mix in more championships here and there, but what he accomplished was incredible and should be praised, and he should be talked about for a very, very long time. Mm-hmm.